or have problems urinating, or this big bump the size of a grapefruit can tilt back, and then it'll be pressing against the rectum, which can cause constipation or something like that. Now, the bump has fiber in it, and the fiber grows into the tissue of the uterus itself. And so sometimes the fibroid and the uterus become one. They just become one big bump. So the fiber grows into the uterus fiber, and since it has veins and arteries in it, it gets trapped inside. And so the blood can't move properly, so this blood gets trapped in these veins squeezed by the muscle, and then you have dead blood inside of the uterus. So it's causing the uterus not to be able to contract and expand like a muscle does. So when it does try to contract and expand, it causes pain, discomfort. And when the lady walks, it causes the muscles in the uterus to expand and contract. So when walking would be painful, sexual intercourse would be painful. And then because the uterus has the fibroid in it and it's in the muscle tissue, when the lady's menstruating, some of the blood will come out, but some of it's trapped by the fibers. So she'll have spotting, clots, and intermittent and mid-cycle bleeding going on, just because the uterus function is being hampered by the fibroid. So it's a very difficult situation, because it stops the egg from being fertilized, because the egg, her ovaries produces the egg, and the egg implants in the uterus, but since there's no more soft tissue there, because the fiber of the fibroid is blocking all the soft tissue, that she can't get conceived, because the uterus is just too stiff.
You're probably one of the first persons that I ever referenced that dealt with the whole question of health in terms of different groups of people. There is an area now that is being looked at called, bionutrition. How did that develop for you, and what are some of the significant things that you've, experienced in terms of studying that particular area over the years?
Well, we're looking at ethnomedicine. This is a branch of medicine called ethnomedicine, ethnic group ethnomedicine, and this is a legitimate branch of medicine. It's taught in all Orthodox medical schools. Most of the doctors know about it anyway, they just don't utilize it. And that ethnomedicine is based on the melanin content of the person. If you have a high melanin content, aside from being able to absorb more sound, which means you can hear more music out of the music, aside from being able to see the full depth of a color, because you have melanin in your eyes, so you absorb more color, aside from having all this melanin in your taste buds, which means you can taste the full range of flavor inside of a flavor. The more melanin, the more you can taste, the more you can hear, the more you can think, because the melanin helps you store information and transmit information faster. So this melanin is a marker here, a biomarker in the whole situation. The more melanin you have, the more vitamins and minerals you have per square inch. We call it nutrient density. So black people have more vitamins and minerals in their body. We absorb the most sound, the most color. We can taste the full range of flavor. We have more balance. It causes us to store information at a quicker rate. It makes us more human. The more melanin you have, the more psychic you are, the more spiritual you are, the more you can balance the cycles in your body. An African lady has 4 major cycles running in her reproductive system. She has an earth cycle, a lunar cycle, a solar cycle, or sun cycle as you would call it, and a galactical cycle. Those are 4 cycles that are synchronized by the melanin, whereas a European woman only has 2, the earth cycle and lunar cycle. That's why they have the honeymoon, and because they can't absorb all those other cycles, because you need more melanin to do that. So melanin is the biological marker here. But the problem is that the black ladies go to the labs of the hospitals and get their tests done, and the biological markers, the standards are set on white people, on white women, which they have the lowest amount of melanin, so they have the least amount of vitamins and minerals per square inch. So therefore, a person, a black man or child, aside from the women going to the hospital, the melanin levels right here for us, whereas like that for white